I'm Kate, this is my channel, and this is my October 2017 wrap-up. So, these are all the books that I completed in the month of October. Or one book. And actually, I read most of this book in September. I finished it right at the beginning of October. So, this has been my least successful reading month in 4 or 5 years, I guess. I don't know, it's hard to tell because I haven't been keeping track of monthly reading for very long, but I'm going to say probably a couple of years. So, not terribly excited by it, gotta say. But it's because of university. It's been a bit full on. And I haven't been able to read much. And it's really annoying and I hate it. A big task is going to be finished. I'll be finished all the practical stuff on Friday afternoon. Hopefully I can get all the paperworky bullshit done by the end of the weekend. I hope. But then I have another big project assignment to complete. I don't actually know when it's due. I just don't want to look at the due date, but it's late mid, maybe the 20th-ish of November. And then I'm done for the whole year until, I don't know, the end of February or something. I go back for my next semester. So I'm really hoping that I can do major reading once I finish that last assignment. But, so, my actual wrap-up. The Stone Sky by NK Jemisin, the third book in the Broken Earth trilogy. The first two books won Best Novel for the Hugo 2 years in a row. Well, not, one 1 year, and then the next year the second book won it. And it wouldn't surprise me if this is a major contender. I loved this book. I really, really liked it. I loved the first one. I think the first one in this series is my favourite of the series, and this is my next favourite. The second one I was actually kind of disappointed in, and I was, to be honest, I was surprised that it won the Hugo this year. Thrilled, but I don't think it was the strongest book in the field, and it certainly wasn't the strongest book in the series. But this book was really interesting because the first book was very much a fantasy book with some really interesting structure and point of view stuff going on. Really interesting. The second book was a fantasy book with a couple of science fiction things thrown in. It didn't really do much interesting stuff with point of view. This was a blend of a science fiction book and a fantasy book with some interesting point of view stuff going on. The first book blew my mind. This one came close, and if I didn't know what NK Jemisin was capable of, it probably would have blown my mind. But I know she's pretty awesome. So it didn't completely blow my mind, but it was amazing. It was just beautiful and heartbreaking, and the ending was perfect because it set up this dynamic between a mother and a daughter, and they both believed different things, and they both believed them totally, and I couldn't see a way where one could win over the other because they were both kind of right, but their strategies were mutually exclusive, and for one to win over the other would have been a total cop-out, and for her not to solve it, it would have been a total cop-out. And the way she wrapped it up, I was so worried that it wasn't going to work, but it did, and it was amazing. And it kind of broke my heart a little bit, but it was perfect. So get on it. It's great. So that's my reading for October 2017. Except it's not completely my reading, because I was, supposed to be doing all my reading. And I started with my plans, and then it just didn't quite happen. So my non-fiction book, which I've talked about before, was Utopia by Thomas More, with introductions and essays by John Yeavel and Ursula Le Guin. So in a 216-page book, I am 110 pages in, so just over halfway. Yep. So that was my non-fiction book. Didn't finish. We'll get to it. And then my reattempt book, which is a new thing I've started, where I take books off my shelf that I started and DNF'd or just stopped reading for no particular reason, and try them again. And then if I don't like them when I try them again, I actually get rid of them. And if I do like them, I actually finish them. So that was Doomsday Book by Connie Willis. I am on page 284 of a 578-page book. So again, about halfway. I am actually really enjoying that. It's weirdly slow, but in a way that's like obsessed with detail, and that's kind of interesting. Like, the details are interesting. So I'm enjoying that as well, and that will be finished. I didn't even bother doing my book club book. I can't even remember what the book club book is. I think my flatmate bought it, but neither of us read it. I sort of realised that I wasn't going to be able to read it in time, and I wasn't going to be able to make it to the meeting either, so I just didn't bother. I'm not going to do the November book either. I don't think they have one in December, so I probably won't do book club again until January, which is a shame because I do enjoy book club. But yeah, I've been looking at ways to get me excited and pumped for reading, other than just the fact that I get to read once uni's finished. And Rachel over at Kalanati is doing an A to Z readathon in November. I won't be able to do that for November because uni continues. Disappointingly, it continues. But I am looking at doing it for the last bit of November and all through December, and reading the 26 books over a month and a bit, just end of November through December, which I need to look into it a bit more to see it. Obviously it's cheating, obviously it's not the readathon, but I'm going to do it anyway. But I just want to see exactly how it works, because I've got lots of books to get through, and I think I might be able to do a heap if I do this challenge, or at least attempt the challenge. So let me know what you've been reading. Let me know how your October went. I hope it was better reading-wise than mine, and I hope it was less stressful than mine, because mine has been pretty intense. If you're a Halloween person, happy Halloween. I don't like Halloween. I'll be glad tomorrow when it all goes away. But yeah, that's been my reading month of October. So, my name's Kate, and I'll see you later. Bye.